Hey everyone. Happy Monday. Selena here. Selena here, founder, host, lead educator with the American Crochet Association. And I hope everyone who celebrated had a really nice, relaxing, fantastic, warm, friendly, fun Christmas weekend. I know I did. And it was so nice. I just feel rejuvenated and excited to be here. So if you're here watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you have any questions, comments, feedback about anything that I'm covering here today or about the American Crochet Association, just go ahead and post it. As soon as I see it live, I will give you a response. And if you're watching on the replay, don't fret. It's still the same great jam. As soon as I see your comment, I'll get right back to you. Okay? So I've got a long list of things to chat about today. And the very first thing that I always chat about is always about our crochet membership, because I really appreciate our crochet members and we're always doing fun, exciting things for them. So if you have not logged in yet in December, you guys are totally missing out, or you've missed out, but you haven't missed out entirely. There's still a little bit of time because the December bonus is still there. So I just wanted to show you guys where it is and what it is. And I wanted to give a final shout out to one of you guys, okay? So once you're on our site, our school site, AmericanCrochetAssociation.com, what you're going to do is click on My Products, and that's going to take you to your products. And if you are part of the crochet membership, that's going to be what you see right here. So just click on that. And after you click on that, of course it did this to me. Sorry, I'm an admin, so sometimes I got to do extra things. Sometimes there's extra stuff. Oh, I see a lot of you guys are here and commenting. Sweet. Let me make sure that I can see all of your comments. Nope, I got to do this. I got to do this, and then I got to do this. Sorry, guys. Okay, there. All right, now I see the comments. Keep it coming, guys. I will get to you guys in just a second as soon as I go through this. Okay, so log in. You're going to click on My Crochet Membership. And as you guys can see here, the December bonus is still there. I always keep up the previous month's thing, even if it's not active, just so you guys can see what's up and you guys can see what kind of things that we've been doing. And that way, if you're like, hey, I missed out on that, I really like it, let's do that again, maybe you guys can snag it. And sometimes it's a free pattern that, you can snag even though it's not the current month. So anyway, what you guys want to do for the rest of December is click on over to the December Stitch Challenge. It is the Job Noon stitch. So if you guys have not tried this stitch yet, it's a lot of fun. You guys can watch a quick little video to, at the very least, just learn a new stitch. You can make a washcloth if you want. It's super fun, I promise. Also, download the free pattern. It's free just for our members. It is a Christmas stocking. So I know we're past Christmas. I totally get that. But if you guys want to gear up for next year, if you guys want to make something or have a few somethings for next year, maybe gifts or things like that, this is a fantastic stocking that you guys can make. So even if you're not going to make it right now for this current holiday season, because I know it's done, right? Unless you still have a present you need to make for someone and you're going to see them in a week or something like that. Go ahead and download the free pattern because I promise you it's going to be super fun for you to make for another time. Okay, so that's still up. It's still available. You guys can still snag it. I did want to give a shout out to this member who did make this stocking, and I'm going to be contacting them and giving them $50 in free patterns to my shop. So a little shopping spree for posting this project. It just really stood out to me for a lot of reasons. It's this beautiful, bright red, gorgeous stocking. And as you guys can see here, that Job Noon stitch still pops out, even though it's this bright red color. And sometimes red's a little hard to photograph, but just beautiful job here. I really, really loved it. And so yeah, shout out to that member who posted their finished project here. And again, that was just a little something extra I'm doing just to really show our members that I super appreciate them. All right, it looks like Daryl is here. Hi from Trinidad. Oh, thanks for chiming in from Trinidad. So good to see you here. Thanks for checking in. All right, guys. Again, if you're watching live, come on over, say hey, say hello. Tell me where you're viewing from. I'm just going through a list of things. I'm literally checking them off as I go through them. Tons of things. So next up on my list, this is for everybody. Everybody. So I've been trying to get better with the articles that I post. I'm trying to just post more articles at the American Crochet Association that are relevant, that are quick to read, and they're going to, leave you with something fantastic, right? Whether that be a project or some new advice or something like that. So last week I asked you guys what pattern you wanted to see here. I gave you a few choices, and it looked like overwhelmingly so you guys wanted to see the Granny Square table runner pattern. So I have posted that here for you guys. It is free to view. You can click on over and view it anytime. All the links for everything that I'm showing you guys here today is found in the video description. So after you watch this live or on the replay, you guys will find all those links, including this one. So maybe you already know how to work a granny square. Maybe you've never made them before. Maybe you're just looking to up your granny square game because you're like, granny squares just make blankets, right? Wrong. So I developed this pattern to not only show you how to work a granny square, there's also lots of different teaching elements and teaching tools here. So maybe you've never worked, I got to scroll a long ways. Maybe you've never worked a pattern diagram before. Maybe you don't know what a stitch key is, so this will kind of help you. Maybe you've never worked this particular joining technique. Maybe you've only worked different motifs together and then you've crocheted them all together when you're done, or you sewn them all together when you're done. So if you're looking at working different granny squares together in a more functional way, it shows you a joining technique. It shows you how to work a granny square. You can learn how to read stitch diagrams, and there are videos for lots of things as well. So as you're going through this pattern, it's not just the instructions, it's lots of different learning materials as well. So how to crochet a granny square, written instructions, stitch diagram, and video if you need it. Different ways to join, and that way you learn how to join motifs as you're creating them. So as you're working each one of those granny squares, there are ways that you can crochet them together to make something like this granny square table runner. So it's just a really fun project. Again, whether you love granny squares or not, whether you've ever made one or not, there's lots of teaching tools there. So it's a lot of fun for you. So again, click on over and give that a try when you guys have a minute. And if you make that project, share it, and maybe I'll feature it in the next Mingle Monday video, okay? It looks like Shar is here from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you so much for checking in, Shar. Good to see you here. And Pam is checking in here from Gainesville, Florida. Thanks for checking in. I bet it's super nice there. Right now, it's cold, and we got snow on the ground here in Oregon, and I'll tell you guys about this fantastical thing that's keeping my head warm that you may not need at all, Pam, because you're in beautiful, sunny, glorious Florida weather down there. But I'll tell you guys about this in just a few minutes. All right, guys. So next on my agenda, got an agenda. Next on my things to chat about with you guys is an article that I wrote last week. Well, I did actually, let me backtrack. It's an article that I posted last week. But it's a series that I wrote a couple years ago, and it's a series of emails that I wrote about my crochet career. It was really personal. I really kind of poured my heart out, but it was only available in email. So if you weren't on our email list a couple of years ago, you might have missed it. So it's a 3-part series. I call it My Crochet Career. Part 2 was just posted this past week, and I would love it if you guys clicked on over and read. You can start with part 1. Part 2 is listed in the links below, but once you're on part 2, you can just, if you've missed part 1, there's a link at the top so you can go back and look at that. So the reason I shared my crochet career as a story in this 3-part series is that I love crochet. I've crocheted my entire life, and sometimes I've sold things through the years, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I just had a lot of feelings like regret and remorse, and I just, oh man, like, should I charge? Should I not charge? Should I make, there's just so much anxiety wrapped up in crocheting things for other people, whether or not we're asking for payment. And so I just wrote this series to just kind of share a few specific stories that I think would really resonate with people who crochet, and they love to crochet, and they make things for other people, and they're just not sure, like, are they going to like it? Are they not? How can I tell? Should I charge? Should I not? Just kind of all those feelings, and a lot of them negative, wrapped up in that process. So it's not a negative story, but I do definitely highlight the negativity that I felt. And part of this story is also sharing some things that I feel that I figured out, so that if you feel the same and you feel like, the story that I'm sharing kind of resonates with you, hopefully, the things that I've learned to overcome those negative feelings, hopefully they resonate with you, and there's some tips in there to kind of help you through that process. So anyway, part 2 is available, My Crochet Career. It's where I talk about strategies that help turn my crochet hobby into a business. So again, maybe you want to start a crochet business, maybe you don't. If you crochet things and they're for other people, whether you sell them or not, I think that there could be some helpful advice in there. So if you guys could read that and let me know what you think, I'd love to hear from you. Absolutely love to hear from you. All right, so next on my little agenda, I see a few more of you guys have chimed in, so feel free to say hey or hello. Tell me where you're viewing from anytime. Again, as long as I'm here live, I'll give you guys an extra shout out. So my ear warmer, I have to share this with you guys again, because it's something that it's a new pattern. It's on the site, so you guys can view it for free if you want. Link is down below. It's the Easy Crochet Ear Warmer. And the reason I'm sharing this today, I didn't intend to share it because, again, it's been out for a little while, but I see that so many of you guys love it. And I keep seeing new projects all the time. How many projects have you guys posted so far? 25 projects so far. That's just what you guys have posted. So not only do you guys love it and you're continuing to make it and share it, but this is one that I really super love wearing. I just happen to be wearing it today, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure everybody knows about this. I really love this ear warmer because, like, for example, today I was outside shoveling snow. My hair is short now, so I kind of, whenever it's, not fantastical and made up, I have it in this super messy bun, but then my hair kind of like hangs down in the back. Too much information. I totally know. I get it. But I love this ear warmer because it's super chunky and it's super thick. It keeps all my tiny baby hairs up in the back. And it's not a hat. I love hats. Hats have a time and a place. If I have my hair up, this is what I'm going to wear. So when I was outside shoveling the snow, and even now it's so cozy and so super warm, I really like it. So it's nice when I have messy hair, or when I'm going for that messy hair look or something like that. This is what I like to wear. So again, because I was wearing it today, I was like, I got to share it. So it's quick, it's easy, it's got this great texture. There's a little photo tutorial, so you can get that perfect little twist there. It's super easy to do, and you guys can absolutely just use yarn that's already in your stash. There were people who doubled up on yarn. There were people who had chunky yarn. They're like, man, I had no idea what to do with this, super bulky, like chunky yarn that I had, and this is perfect. And it's so easy to customize. So it's quick, it's fun, it's easy, it's cozy, and I think it's super cute. So if you haven't made one yet, give it a try. You might really love it, okay? The link is down in the video description. All right, so that is the last pattern that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you guys dig it. I certainly do. But the last thing that I want to share with you guys today is something new that I want to do. And I'm going to be doing it in the community. You guys can find our community in the link is in the description down below, okay? So something that I'm going to post this week, I'm not going to do it today. And I've never done this in our group before, so I'm really excited to try it out. But I'm going to have a pattern testing call. So I just wanted to pause for a minute to kind of talk about that process for a little bit, because I write lots of patterns. I've been writing patterns professionally for a really long time, and I've put together a process so that even if you've never pattern tested before, like at all, ever in your life, or maybe you've pattern tested a few times and you're like, I don't know, your process may be different, I'm not sure. I've put together a process that will be really easy for anyone to walk into and be able to test out a pattern and know exactly what it is that I don't want to say your responsibilities are, but you know, what's a responsibility when you pattern test? Like what your responsibilities are and how to feel like you're conducting like a successful test, and maybe you're learning some things. So that way, maybe you really love pattern testing and you want to do it for other people. Maybe you're going to learn some things that kind of help with that process, and maybe you can test for other people. So I'm going to put a pattern testing call, and I'm actually going to share, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of the pattern in just a minute so you guys can see what it is. And you guys will be seeing it for the first time. It's been sitting on my desk for months now and no one's seen it. So I'm excited to share a little sneak peek. But come on over and join the group. Maybe you're already there. So just kind of, keep your eye on the featured posts, because not only am I going to post it, but I'm going to pin it to the featured. And featured are just some things that I really want you guys to know. So there's some polls there, some new patterns, kind of things like that. So what I'm going to post are a few different things. The pattern testing call is going to tell you exactly what the pattern is and exactly what the testing requirements are. So I'm going to tell you what yarn I used, how you can substitute yarn. I'm going to tell you what sizes there are. I'm going to tell you how many days there are to test. And I'm also going to put some videos out that will show you two different things, because there's two parts to the testing that just take a little bit of extra work, right? And it's just to make it an easy process for everyone. So the two resources or the two videos that I'm going to share, first and foremost, it's going to be how to use the testing environment that I'm going to set up for you. And the testing environment is going to be by way of Google Docs. And if you've never used Google Docs, you're like, that sounds hard, that sounds complicated. That's why I'm going to make a video, or that's why I'm going to share a video, because the video just walks you through what a Google Doc is, how to look at it, how to use it. Because what I love about Google Docs is that, and here, I'll even show you guys. Hold on, here's one right here. Okay, so here's what testing looks on, and I'm not going to run through the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of quickly show you. So the reason I like using Google Docs is that it's an online form, online document that anyone can access. So if you've got an email address, then I can send you this form, okay? That way it only goes to people that are testing, and if you are not testing, then you can't view the form. So there's a privacy aspect as well. So if you are testing a specific size, then I kind of list the sizes. I give you all of the testing requirements, right? Just all the notes and things like that. But, maybe you want to test size small, then I put your name next to size small. I tag you in it. And that way, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, we can have a running conversation, okay? What I love about using Google Docs in particular is that everyone who's testing can view this exact same document in real time. So I'm not going to be emailing documents for you to download and print and things like that, because you may print something and you go, you know what, you spelled yarn wrong. Well, now I have to go back, update this, and email it to everybody individually again. That's a hot mess. So if yarn is spelled incorrectly, we can all see this, and you can write a comment saying, hey, Selena, yarn is spelled wrong right here. And I update it, and everyone can see that update in real time. This is particularly helpful if there's an issue. Maybe there's an issue with the way I wrote something. Maybe there's a stitch count. Maybe there's a stitch count that's wrong. Maybe I completely missed a set of instructions or something like that. In real time, we can all have that conversation. So I'm going to share a video showing you what Google Docs is, how to use it, and it's real quick and easy. Again, it's just really it's a system of leaving comments so that we can all look at the same document and see. So hopefully you guys dig that. Again, more to come. Okay, so the second resource that I'm going to give you, it has to do with posting your project, and I'm going to share a video for that as well. I love using a resource like Ravelry because it does allow you to post projects. So after you pattern test for me, you can, quickly and easily add your project, because not only is it going to add to your crochet resume, that way you can see everything that you've crocheted, what yarn you've used, what hook, when you made it, who you made it for, gauge size, blah, 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 all that stuff. Not only does it add to your crochet resume and add to your credentials and all of the things that you've crocheted and all the notes for that, but also at a glance, you can see, if you're looking at a particular pattern, you can see who's made it, what the projects look like. You can see what it looks like in different yarns and different colors and all that jazz. So it not only works for the pattern itself, but it also works to build crochet resumes. And here I've rambled a lot. But anyway, I'm saying all of this because I am really excited about calling for pattern testers. Here's where I wanted to be. I'm really excited about calling for pattern testers within our American Crochet Association community, but I'm giving you all this information and all this extra detail because I don't want anyone to feel like I just started crocheting, I just learned, I can't pattern test yet. Or I don't make a lot of things, I can't pattern test. Or I've never pattern tested before, I can't. Or, I don't want anyone to have to prove themselves. That's what I'm getting at. Because what I love about pattern testing, and one of the reasons I like to call for public pattern testing calls, is that ultimately these crochet patterns are going to be available to a global audience, right? I'm not going to be, interviewing people. Well, what are your credentials before you crochet this thing? That's not what's going to happen. Typically, people are going to see a picture, they're going to see a project, and they're going to go, I want to make that. And then they're going to read through the cover page of the pattern, the requirements of the pattern, the instructions of the pattern, and they're going to determine whether or not it's something that they can crochet. So in the testing process, if I can cast a wide net and allow anyone to test, then hopefully that wide range of individuals of all skill levels and so forth, they're going to find things or they're going to make recommendations that I might not have found or seen on my own. So that's why I just kind of open it up for everyone. So if that sounds interesting, if you guys want a pattern testing opportunity, and I'm going to sneak peek this in just a second, okay? If you guys want a pattern testing opportunity, definitely come on over and join the group if you're not already there, and keep your eye on the featured post because I'm going to be posting that this week. And again, there will be resources, so don't be shy, don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't feel like you're not qualified to pattern test in some way, okay? If you read the requirements and you're like, okay, all right, I think I can do that, then go ahead and request, okay? Because everyone's welcome. All right, who else is here? It looks like the final shout out that I see today is from Adia. Hello, good morning, Adia. Thank you for being here. Thank you for chiming in. It's so good to see you. All right, everybody, that's it. Those are all the things that I wanted to share with you guys today, and I love mingling with you guys on Mondays, so that's what this is all about. Again, if you're part of the Crochet membership, don't miss this free pattern. Don't miss this free tutorial. You're going to have it for the rest of December, and I am super jazzed about your December bonus for everyone in the Crochet membership. I'm super excited about it. I already put a poll out in our community. So if you want to have some feedback about what your bonus is next month, Crochet members, definitely join the community and participate in that poll, okay? Again, just for them posting this particular project, I'm going to be reaching out to this individual to have a $50 shopping spree to my pattern shop. So again, always post your projects. You never know who's looking, and you never know if there's some kind of bonus or reward involved. So keep those coming, all right? Okay, come on over, join the community. Again, not only can you guys vote for things, you guys can leave feedback, you can ask questions, all that kind of stuff. And soon this week, I'm going to be calling for pattern testing, okay? Guys, don't sleep on the site. Don't sleep on it. Don't ignore it. I post new things all the time, and hopefully they're quick, easy to read. You always walk away with something. Maybe it's a new free pattern or a tip or a tutorial, or some kind of article or something like that. So I've got new things for you guys to check on this week, just 2 new things. And after you take a peek, I would absolutely love to hear your feedback. So keep me posted. All right. Whew. All right. So who is ready to see this pattern that I need tested? Who? Make some noise. By that, I mean comment. Okay. So let me start out by saying the yarn that I used is Ferris Wheel by Lion Brand. It kind of looks like a small weight of Scarfie. It looks like Scarfie by Lion Brand, only just a little bit smaller. It reminds me a lot of Scarfie. It's a weight 4, it's medium weight, it's a marled yarn, and it also has an ombre effect. So I super love it. All right. What I decided to make with it is a scarf, but it's super different. Okay. This scarf, I started doing this last year. It's a tube. So you're actually working this in joined rounds, and you can just kind of make as many rounds as you want. And I'm making this in a super standard chevron pattern. So that chevron pattern really highlights not only the ombre look of this yarn, isn't that beautiful? But it also really highlights this particular chevron stitch pattern. So I have not finished mine off yet, but I did make it pretty long. And again, it's a tube. So what I love about the tube, you know, whenever you make scarves and they're flat, right? They're just back and forth in rows. Sometimes we feel the need to really make it bulky or make it bigger or make it chunky, or we kind of double it up or wrap it up. And you don't have to do that with this, because that tube shape, whenever you put it on, you can absolutely make this flat. So if you want this to be this flat pattern, you can do that. It's not cooperating right now because I'm looking at you guys, but you can absolutely make it look flat, or you can kind of bunch it up a little bit, and that tube is really going to hold that shape. So another thing that's interesting about this is that you can keep it a scarf, meaning it's not connected. You can connect the ends and make it a cowl if you want. So it can be a shorter cowl. It can be a long infinity cowl that you double up. So it has a lot of potential in that area. I'm not sure if I'm going to connect this or not yet, because I still have this much yarn. So I'm still kind of like, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it, because I think that I'm going to do a few different things and take pictures of each, and that way you kind of have some inspiration. So anyway, guys, this is the pattern. You guys are seeing it first for the first time. Man, this is really soft. I really like it. It passes the neck test. If you guys haven't tried Ferris wheel yet, it's super nice. So this is the pattern that I would like to have tested, and I'm going to open up to the entire community. It is a super simple row repeat. It is a super simple stitch repeat. It's something that you can use a wide variety of yarns. Gauge and size doesn't matter particularly. It doesn't have to be an exact match. So there's a lot of creative liberties you can take in those areas, all right? And if you guys want an opportunity to pattern test, keep your eyes in our group. Keep your eyes open in our group, I should say. All right, final shout outs to everybody who is here, like June Marshall. So good to see you here. And Adia's just here. She likes this pattern. She says nice. All right, thank you, June. All right, thank you, Adia. I really appreciate that. All right, guys, and I think that's it. That's all the news and the updates and the everything. And I said hey to everyone, and whoo! Outside of that, I just wanted to thank you guys for being part of the American Crochet Association. Thank you for being part of our community, and I hope you guys dig all the new and interesting things that I've posted this week, okay? As always, questions, comments, feedback, they're always welcome, so just keep reaching out if you have any, okay? Peace, love, crochet, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.